Hello everyone, Shannon again, and I wanted to make another video specifically to talk about something that can often be kind of difficult, but is really useful and important if we want our students to succeed, especially in level 3. So since we're about to talk about our level 3 review and get a little taste of what each one of the units are about, I wanted to initiate this and create this video because there's one very special word that is essential when it comes to succeeding in level 3. And that one single word is why. Why is one of those amazing words, and in my opinion, it is the be-all, end-all, best possible extension and question that you can have in level 3. One of the things I love about why is that if you have a brand new student, it does this awesome thing of allowing you to understand and see right then and there what kind of speaker you're dealing with. Are you looking at a student who has pretty good understanding of words and sentence structures and whatnot? Or are you looking at a student, maybe you're in mid-level 3 with a brand new kid and you're seeing a student whose sentence structures are still stuck in level 2. Or maybe some confusion. That means that you might have to do something to help them understand the meaning of your questions. So one of the things that can often be really difficult is getting the student to understand, what does why even mean? Now for me, with my regular students, one of the things I love to do at the end of level 2 is start getting them comfortable with understanding the word why. Because why can be a little difficult. Some of your students, you'll find they're obviously a little afraid of being wrong. If you haven't seen that yet, you will. And it's because in their culture, it's not a good thing to be wrong. But we want our students to know that it is okay. But in the same way, when you ask your student why, sometimes they might have something in their head, but they're afraid to say anything because many of them think that there is only one answer, one correct answer to every question their teacher asks them. And that's happening a lot throughout level 2. So one of the things I like to do is start introducing in the upper parts of level 2 why and what it means and how to understand it. For some kids, they jump on it really quick. Obviously, some of our students are just quick-witted and they're really smart. But some of them, it can take a little bit longer. I remember when I started doing this, it's usually not an overnight process. It's usually a process that takes, quite a few classes, weeks, maybe even a month or so of consistent classes with a student. But one of the things that I used to do, and I can specifically think of one of my students who I've had for a year and a half, and when we were in the upper level 2 area, I got to start, maybe it was unit 11 or 10 or so, probably 11, and we were talking about the snow. So I asked him, do you like the snow? And of course he said, yes, I like the snow. Then I wanted to dig deeper. I wanted to know why. So, why? Why? Now, you probably have introduced it well before this in the form of why, and then you just tell your student because. Because. But if you find that there's a lot of silence, a lot of, I'm not really sure what to say, I found that the best way to initiate that problem, to hit it head on, is to give the student a lot of correct answers so that they realize, no, there's not just one correct answer. These are opinion questions. And it can often be very hard to explain an opinion to a student who really honestly can't speak English. So what I started off by telling him is, because it's cold? And he would say, oh, yes, because it's cold. We go to number 2, because it's fun? Yes, because it's fun. And we did quite a few of these. I think I came up with 4 or 5 that he agreed with me on. Now that process ended in saying, yes, cold, fun, play. Yes, good job. I like because. So in showing a physical, but also explaining verbally and giving a lot of examples, it's a great way to show them, yes, there is anything you want. It can be whatever your mind desires, whatever is going on in your head. Granted, as I mentioned before, it can take a little bit of time, but be consistent with your students if you're wanting them to understand why, because we're hoping that by the time they get into the early parts of level 3, they have a clear understanding of why. The nice part is for me, I love to ask my students this question. Love it. So all of my students, they're very familiar. They're very acquainted with me asking them why questions or opinion-based questions. And because of that, the nice part about those kinds of extensions is if you're consistent, you'll soon find that your students start to answer the why even before you ask it. So now a lot of my students will respond to questions. I might ask, do you like blank? And their answer is, yes, I like blank because. So what we're getting our students to do by teaching them why, always asking why, always prompting for more, always digging for more, we're teaching them to make opinions and know their opinion before choosing a side. Before you choose yes you like or no you don't like, you need to know why. You need to think about it because your teacher's going to ask you. So there are a lot of different tactics that you can use. I think that repetition in showing examples of right answers can really help our super young ones or our upper level twos in order to understand what the teacher is looking for. What do you want, teacher? Well, I just want you to think about it. Be consistent. And as they progress up past the end of level 2 into level 3, you'll find that you start to use it a little bit more frequently, more fluidly. And then once you get hopefully into mid-level 3, you can rattle off those questions. Why? Then as it gets into upper level 3, it gets a little bit more complex. Why did this happen? Why is it like that? Why do you feel that way? It's a wonderful way for us to get inside of the student's head and allow them to learn how to think in English. So I hope this video was beneficial, and if you like it, make sure to like, and subscribe. And if you have any additional things you want to hear about or any videos or anything that you'd like to see me talk about, please leave a comment below. And thank you so much for watching. And thank you guys for just continuing to always be amazing teachers and taking care of our students and helping us to change the world one student at a time. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.